What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Footy Fetish podcast with myself, Alfie, Ollie. We've got a full house today. We've got Harry, we've got Bards, and we've got Mark in as well. I believe that this is the first time we've had a full what would you call it? I guess the
full deck,
full attendance.
Yeah, a full attendance since we've added everyone in. Yeah. So nice to have everyone here.
Welcome back, Mark. Everyone remember Mark?
Yeah.
Hello.
He's back. He's got his red background, feeling good. But Bards, I want to touch back on that five-a-side thing because we can't skip past that. That needs to happen at some point. We do need to play a five-a-side game.
Oh, absolutely.
Footy Fetish five-a-side.
I was about to say what would be called, but that would talk for itself.
The Footy Fetish 5.
I reckon the fetish one would be, the fetish word would be banned from the tournament. Like, sorry, can't use the word fetish.
We'll just change it to festish.
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 Claim it's like some kind of Czech Republic word.
Yeah. We'll just be our pro club's name, the Fetty Footish.
Oh, there we go.
I don't mind that.
Yeah. Sweet. Right. But yeah, I mean, today we're going to go through a review. It's not your typical review that we do every week, guys. We normally go through all the games. We've only got an hour today, and as we thought, while we've got Mark, obviously Liverpool and Bards United, this would be a great chance to sort of delve into what's going on with them, guys. Obviously, United have been through quite a bit. Should we start with this whole manager thing? Obviously, Ollie's been sacked. Bards, how you feeling? I know you.
I think I was in mourning for about 2-3 days. I still slightly am.
Yeah, I mean, it is sad. I mean that interview
sad,
didn't help.
bro.
Jesus Christ, even I felt like I was bare sad after watching his little interview after he was sacked.
Look, something had to give. I'm not saying it didn't. Something had to give at the end. I don't know what was going on, but it was sad. I didn't want it to end the way it ended. I wanted it to work. I was in, I was along for the ride, I understand, his credentials can come into question, absolutely. Yeah, his credentials, he hadn't won anything. I was like, look, I'll give him credit. He has changed the club. I like the team. I hadn't enjoyed watching the team. I hadn't enjoyed being a fan for a couple of seasons. It was frustrating, but he made it likeable again, It was fun. It was exciting. We had good results. We played well. Let's not forget, we had great games against City, great games against Chelsea, great games against Liverpool, all of the big teams. We've had some, Tottenham, PSG, those results would never have come under a Mourinho before him, maybe a Van Gaal, but the style of football was terrible then. So it was just sad. It wasn't. There was obviously a realisation that this isn't going to work. However, I was in the belief that it could work this year. I thought we could at least get to the end of the season.
Yeah. And
maybe be second. This year I wasn't expecting to win the title. I was expecting a title challenge. Now, that's, you could say, well, you're a United fan, that's not the standards of the club. No, it's not. But from where we've been, I'd at least want the players to get the feeling of a title charge, and then kick on next year. I think bringing in Ronaldo changed all of that, and we'll probably get into that.
But obviously we've been talking about that throughout the day on the group chat about Ronaldo. But obviously almost, I don't know, it's a weird one because he has won your games, but then there's also been a bit of a hindrance on the squad. So, but I wanted to ask, did you know?
He's won all of their games.
Yeah, he's won. I guess he has won.
According to Sam, he's won every single game.
He's not going for Golden Boot though. Why would he? He doesn't play that position. But no, I mean, did you see that Ollie being sacked after that Watford result?
Oh, mate, absolutely. Yeah. It is, his position became untenable, and as I said, something had to give. And the weird thing is, I don't know. It's hard. He was sacked, but there wasn't a lot of change. Carrick comes straight in. Now, from what I've heard, and obviously, United fan, you're embroiled in all of what you read, and that's the news you specifically get. And I have heard that Carrick and McKenna wanted to do different things, or they wanted to implement styles. But at the end of the day, Ollie was the one picking the team sheet.
Yeah.
Now that I slightly get. And so if that was the case, that he was picking the team sheet, then maybe he did need to go because he wasn't picking the players off recommendations. Yeah. But then the last thing go on.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. But you think about it in terms of like other jobs. You think like you might go on with the manager. You're quite happy to do what the manager tells you, even if you think, hang on, like for instance, like working at a pub, think, right, this is how we close, this is how we serve people, this is how the food should look. But you think, I think it looks better this way. But your manager tells you to do it, whether you like them or not, you do it. Mm-hmm. So, for instance, Carrick might have been thinking, I think these midfielders should be playing this way, or I think Van der Beek should be playing more. But ultimately, it is, like we say, it's Ollie's decision.
Exactly.
And some people are saying, like, because he works under Ollie, he's just going to be the same type of manager. But not necessarily.
I don't think
game in charge. You put Donny van der Beek starting in the squad, so
Yeah, but can I also just say, like, that can go either two ways yesterday. So I did not expect McFred to start, but yet again, I still see McTominay in a United shirt. And yeah, he started Van der Beek, and you can either say that was brilliant. This is what I was saying this morning in the group chat. That was good from his perspective for Donny because he got a start, but my God, did he do absolutely nothing yesterday? So that's also not good. But then you can also look at it, which is what I think was going on, is I think he played Van der Beek to shore up shop a bit. So like he wanted to protect the midfield. I think Van der Beek offered more in terms of assuring that he could actually drop back and maybe not be as involved in the attack, although his positioning was very high and sometimes alongside Ronaldo. But I feel like, because yesterday there was a lot of chopping and changing in that front three. Ronaldo started on the left and Martial in the middle, but that wasn't on the team sheet. So, and then they interchanged. And I think Donny was part of that, but he was always linking up with Fred and McTominay and coming back whenever we needed to. And McTominay was dropping as a number 6 in the defence. So although we were playing 2 CDMs yesterday, he was dropping into centre defence as well. But yeah, so Van der Beek didn't have a good game by the eye, but then as soon as Bruno comes on, he obviously changes the game. He gets an assist. He's 3 away from the most assists in the Champions League season, and then that's where the argument I don't like is why people have kept going on about Donny van der Beek as if he should start, and it's like, well, who's he getting displaced in the team?
Yeah. But is it a fact or that Donny van der Beek should start or that he should play? Because
this is the thing. I think yesterday,
regardless, he wasn't playing, even though he wasn't starting, but he wasn't playing at all.
Well, this is why you could say maybe the game plan yesterday, which what I think it was to be compact and tight, and in the last 15-20 minutes is get Rashford on, get Bruno on, and then stretch them, because all of a sudden we're changing completely, and those players like Martial did a good job yesterday in helping Alex Tellers on the left-hand side and tracking back, which he doesn't normally do. And Ronaldo was a lot of the time the focal point. But yeah, you could say that in that sense, Carrick was actually really good because he had a game plan. Whereas in the games before, I don't necessarily think that Ollie's had a game plan.
Yeah.
So I think that's the difference.
Yeah, and obviously Sancho getting his first goal for you guys. I didn't see the goal. Was it a good goal? Yeah,
it was good. I mean, I think he was determined to just smash it at the end. I mean, I'm so happy for him, like, because as I've kept saying on this podcast, he does start slow, and I don't think it's been the. And I think that was always the plan. I think the plan was always to embed him in slowly and probably start him more in the Champions League, because that's where he's torn it up for Dortmund, and that's where he's earned his name really in the Champions League. So yeah, no, it was really good to sort of get that off his shoulders.
Do you see? Is that front three? Do you think of what was it? Rashford, Martial, Ronaldo, and Sancho. Do you think that's his front three going forward? Or do you think Rashford comes in somewhere?
No, I think Rashford comes in.
Definitely. Martial, I'm assuming.
For Martial. I like Martial, but it seems like when Martial is out of form or hasn't played in a while,
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, yesterday our first half was bad. Like it was bad. But then I think there were 4 or 5 players that hadn't played in so many games. Which that isn't a disrespect to Ollie either, because that was he started Tellez because Shaw had concussion, so that was an injury. Van der Beek came in, and I think a few others. So yeah, Sancho started. So yeah, I mean Martial, I can't see.
Nah.
Claim it taking that place from Rashford, but it was good to see him as well.
I guess Sancho is even starting going forward now. Do you think?
I think Sancho is nailed on for this weekend. I think it's great that he scored that goal ahead of Chelsea because it will give him a lot of confidence. I think, and if you go out to play Chelsea, I mean, a front three of Ronaldo, Rashford, and Sancho is going to be scary to Chelsea, no matter
100%,
no matter what. So.
Yeah, so Greenwood's injured, isn't he? I think, or something.
He had COVID last week, so I think he should have recovered by now. But I don't know if there's I don't know if he's got long COVID or what.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so we'll touch on, I guess, because we won't see you on Thursday. We'll touch on that Chelsea game a little bit. How are you feeling with obviously, seeing the game yesterday? I know it's going to be, it's always tough going to Chelsea. Is it at? It's at Chelsea. It's always So I mean,
yeah.
How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean Chelsea. Do you know what? Chelsea are good. Like they won 4-0 yesterday, didn't they? They're looking good. The only thing I would say about them in the Prem, though, I don't think they've reached they're winning games by not playing particularly well.
Yeah.
So I think there is that chance tomorrow, not tomorrow, this weekend that we do get a result. But as well, you'd always take a draw away from home against these guys.
Yeah. I see. Well, I don't. My fantasy app shows that Ben Chilwell and Kai Havertz might not play.
That's big. So
don't know. Obviously, we don't know if Lukaku will be back yet. But if Havertz,
I think he was on the bench. So.
Oh, was he last night? Okay, so yeah, he'll probably be back then. I imagine.
Yeah, and he'll probably want to get one over on United for whatever reason.
100%.
But that should be a good game.
But before we move on from Man United, I just want to get his names on the new manager. Obviously, there's been loads of names thrown around: Ten Hag, Pochettino, Zidane, Rodgers. What do you think? Obviously, Pochettino seems to be the most heavily linked, but they're waiting for some sort of buyout, I believe, PSG, and then Zidane to sign with them. I don't know.
So I think Pochettino's to get him out of his contract now is 10 mil, and in the summer he's got a year left, and then it goes down to 5 mil. So I think there's your massive clue as to why they said we're going to get an interim manager and then a permanent manager in the summer. And it's just
they don't want to spend 5 million.
Yeah, it's just to save money, and it's ridiculous.
They obviously believe in Pochettino.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But not enough to. Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a hard one. I think this appointment. I can see Pochettino, and I'm not against it, but I'm also not in love with it.
Well,
yeah,
so your interim manager, the person linked with being interim manager is Valverde, the old Barca boss.
That'd be interesting.
But who knows? If he does a decent job in the interim, you might sign him on a permanent.
Maybe Vieira will get promoted.
Hey.
Oh my god!
I think the one I would like to see in there is Ten Hag, but there's the only way I would have Ten Hag is if you bought Van der Sar with him and the rest of the hierarchy at Ajax, which would never happen. So Ten Hag.
If Ten Hag leaves Ajax, Van der Sar is going to be their new manager. It's definitely what will happen. But Ten Hag would be cool. I still think you guys should just go all in, try and get Graham Potter.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I would rather have Graham Potter in now and then have, Carrick and McKenna work under him. I feel like there's philosophies there that can definitely be sort of translated, and there's that connection between the current team but the play style. So there's already an idea of who might fit into his style. But yeah, I rate Potter. Rodgers, don't want to touch him with a barge pole.
I can't believe how he's even got. I mean, it's baffling how he's even got his name in the hat for it. I guess
he must be leaking it.
How awfully tin pot Manchester United are right now. But
well, Leicester City they beat us, but they've been dross ever since they beat us.
Yeah, they've not been great.
They've been dragging their heels.
Yeah, they have. They've been getting up in games. Even against us, they went 2-0 up, and we ended up just coming back in the second half and drawing 2-2. They've got nothing about them this year. Now they still do have a laundry list of injuries to key players, but
As long as Vardy keeps scoring.
Vardy will keep scoring. I don't what the point in signing Patson Daka was. I do not understand. That man has not seen the pitch in about. Actually, no, still got him in my fantasy team for some reason.
But, what do you think about the decision to keep on Carrick and Phelan and that, basically due to the fact that they signed new contracts like 3 weeks ago or something, and it's going to cost United ridiculous amounts to sack them, like millions of pounds to sack them, because they've literally only just signed multi-year deals.
Yeah, I didn't think that Carrick and McKenna had signed a deal yet, but maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, the Phelan one I can slightly understand, because Phelan was on the backroom staff. I don't get the impression this year that he kind of has been as much. And with Carrick and McKenna's been in the club, with the under 21s, and I feel like there is a reason why he's there. I still think it's fine to have those two on board. As I said earlier, from what I've read and hearing about, they do a lot more than what the papers have said like the past week. Like before we had the Watford game, there was all that talk about the coaches just being shit and not working and like they're not good enough. I don't believe that is the case, because like a couple of months ago their praises were getting sung, but only the Man United fans were kind of like reading and hearing about it. But when the mainstream press wants to put that out, then that's what you hear. I feel like they're there for a reason, and I can actually see Poch working with them if we do get Pochettino. So I think the only issue they are going to have is if Carrick does do really well, and then you've suddenly got to go back to I'm not saying Carrick should get the job, but let's say he does quite well, he steadies the ship, and then we get Pochettino in, and then he kind of changes the methodology in the club or with the players, and it doesn't quite start as well as it did with Carrick, then there's going to be all that hoo-ha about, well, we should have just had that guy.
Yeah.
That would be as and when, and I suppose if the backroom staff stays. But it makes sense, because if we do get this Valverde, then it makes sense, and he's only in on an interim basis. Only bringing one guy in interim is probably easier than bringing a whole, backroom staff.
We've had Gus Hiddink, the goat of interim managers.
Oh god, yeah, that'd be sick.
Oh mate,
Get Roy, man.
We've had a comment
Roy Hodgson,
from the Rap Kid 001. Yo, how's everyone doing? In the comments.
All good, mate.
Good rap.
Ratty. Good, thanks, Ratty. How are you doing?
The Rap Kid.
Rap
001.
Kid, bro.
Oh, the Rap Kid, Rappy.
I thought you were going to say get Roy Keane in, and I was like, not against that.
Roy Hodgson, man, he knows how to win at Old Trafford.
Is he available? Is he available? I think so.
Yeah, although that job would kill him. Please do not take it.
Final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, but it's quite funny. Michael Carrick has almost turned into what Ollie was for Mourinho, a steady pair of hands that knows their clubs, that can come in and steady the ship while you look for a new manager.
Carrick's at the wheel.
It would be kind of funny if you guys made the same sort of judgment call you did with Ollie and give Carrick the job after this season. If he beats PSG, he's definitely going to get the job.
Give it 20 years and you'll be getting like the scraping the barrel of people who played under Fergie. Like it'll be Federico Makeda and Bebe co-managing.
Jemba.
The twins, Raphael? What's it called?
Fabio.
Yeah, Fabio. Yeah.
Fabio Raphael, I love it.
The twins.
Yeah.
But yeah, right. We'll put you out your misery, Bards, and we will move on and we will talk about.
Actually, what did you think of that exit interview?
It made me. Because I always thought I didn't think Ollie was a very good manager, but I did think at the time when you got it, I think he did a good job for the time, but he overstayed his welcome, if you know what I mean. It wasn't his fault though. I feel like Man United really let him down, like the club itself let him down. They should have got rid of him this summer when I think he took you as far. I think thinking that he would be able to make a title charge, I think was a bit of a mistake. But that exit interview made me really think like, oh, this guy is obviously like, he loves the club and all this. He doesn't deserve all the shit that he's been getting. I mean, he isn't a good manager, but this is not, what's happened is not really his fault, I don't think.
He's not a world-class manager of any means.
Huh?
It wasn't on the apprentice.
Yeah. I don't know. It was bare. It was bare sad. I actually felt for him quite a little bit, but
Yeah, I
maybe
thought
he
it
was
was just
maybe he was
interesting.
putting it on. Maybe he was putting it on.
I thought it was just interesting. Never seen a manager like do that, and with all the Steve Bruce thing, you know what he said after he left, and then I don't know. Watching it as a fan, I was like,
Ooh,
I love the guy. You know,
yeah, of course. I mean, you
very
can't.
very.
Yeah.
I just thought what yeah, like
He knew after that
Gentleman,
Watford
you know.
game that he was gone. After
Yeah, 100%.
fans and said sorry and all that kind of thing. But Steve Bruce could be the next man in charge for you guys. How would you feel about that? Obviously, another United legend that, Premier League experience in.
well, maybe he can teach Harry Maguire how to score because Steve Bruce does have or did record the most Premier League goals in a season for a
Probably
defender.
try and teach.
I think he got 20.
Should teach Harry Maguire how to defend first, maybe.
Yeah, true.
The rap kid has asked us a question in relation to the United. What about Tabarez as Man United manager? That's the question.
Could not comment.
No.
Don't really
No
know
idea.
much.
Imagine if they gave Jose an exit interview. That would have been incredible.
Yeah.
That would have been amazing. I would love to see an exit interview for Jose and Spurs.
That'd be one of those football clips that would just go down in history.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I don't. Yeah. He's the Uruguayan manager, isn't he?
Uruguayan football manager.
Yeah. Well, he's recent. He's only just recently left. You know what? That would be. That's not like a bad shout, but maybe for an interim basis.
I don't know anything about him.
But that's not a bad. Like it's left field, but it's not a bad shout. I think I wouldn't be surprised because you often see a lot of these managers that are interim come from sort of international football, and do a good job, to be fair, because they treat that time period as tournament football.
He's 74 though.
Yeah, well.
Oh, bloody hell. 17
How old was
years
Ferguson when he
managing.
retired?
What's that?
How old was Ferguson when he retired?
I don't know. But right, so we'll move on from United now. We've talked enough about United.
2013 he retired, yeah?
Yeah, he's 79
He
now.
would have been 71.
Oh,
Blimey, that's mad, isn't it?
that is kind of mad.
70.
Roy's like up there as 70 something as well.
He managed Uruguay for 7 years. Won Copa America, always qualified for FIFA except this year. According to the
One
rap kid.
and always qualified.
Perfect time to get him in as a manager then.
Shit. The rap kid. Shit, 74.
All right. Liverpool, Mark. Liverpool.
Right.
You beat Arsenal 4-0. You're doing well. You're flying high. You're putting in a title challenge at the moment. It's looking good.
Not unbeaten though.
Not unbeaten anymore.
We give it a good shot there.
Only with the one loss with Chelsea, the best sort of defensive record in the league at the moment.
It was a draw.
It was West Ham that they lost to.
West Ham we lost to.
West Ham, yeah.
3-2.
Mate, we even beat West Ham.
Praise game. We beat
drew
you.
with
Shut
West
up.
Ham. But yeah, it was.
For second, though, to be fair.
Yeah, it was a cagey game in the first half. It looked like it could have. I mean, Liverpool had the pressure on and that kind of thing for a lot of it. But Ramsdale's pulling out some wicked saves again.
Oh my God,
he was
Jesus!
trying.
Those saves. It should have been like 5-3, but it was getting ones where it's like he didn't quite save the first shot. It rebounded straight to a Liverpool player, and then I don't know how he must have teleported because then that hand was there to get the deflection out.
Yeah.
Off the sticks or whatever. But no, he did an incredible job.
But then the second half came, and the floodgates opened. And I must say, I didn't really. We've been sleeping on this guy having a sneaky good season, but Sadio Mane, is he back?
I think it was a confidence. I don't think his ability dropped.
Like the last season was not a great season.
No. By
Beginning
any
of this
means,
season
below
wasn't
standard.
great.
Yeah, and he's kicking on second in the goal scoring charts with 7, and he seems to, I don't know, just seems to be more confident in the way he's playing. He's linking up with everyone much better.
This I think goes back to like confidence, where he had such a long break in being able to score.
Yeah.
You'd watch only at the beginning of the season he was through on goal and then taking the shot way too early. or taking one too many touches, or running or cutting back and running into a defender. He just like, instead of looking over his shoulder, seeing someone running in from behind, he wasn't taking that second to have a quick look. He was just panicking. But yeah, like you said, he's now linking up with people. He's in the right position. He's making the right decisions, and they're just finding the back of the net.
Yeah,
I think also now that Liverpool's defence is back to full health, it allows them to not play midfielders and defence anymore. So not only is their defence back to full health, their midfield's back to full strength, and obviously his service he's going to be getting, positions he's going to be getting the balls, and going to be more what he's used to.
Especially with Trent's delivery right now. His
it didn't affect Salah,
no,
but Mane,
yeah, 100%. No, he's playing so much better, and I mean, obviously Jota's playing well. So I think it's inevitable that maybe I don't know. Is it inevitable that Mane leaves in the summer? It feels like it's been coming for a couple of years, doesn't it?
Well, there's talks of him getting a new contract now.
Yeah,
it's similar. It won't be as to the quality of Salah's contract, I guess, or to the standard of Salah's contract.
How's that going? Is that
I haven't heard.
It's not signed yet.
I haven't heard much. No, nothing's really.
Liverpool are only offering him. Well, I say only 300k a week, which considering
that makes him the most expensive player in history for Liverpool.
Yeah, I know, but considering the amount of money that other players are earning in the league and stuff, like Jadon Sancho's earning 350 a week. You're a bit like, if you want to keep a player like Salah, surely you should fork out a little bit more.
Well, he's probably or is already at being one of the best Liverpool players ever. Really, his performance. He needs to do it for a bit longer. It's only been
I don't know, bro. I think that there's an argument. What I was going to say, my take was earlier, and I mean, this could be a whole different podcast, but I think the way Salah's going, bro, I think he could end up as the best player the Premier League's ever had.
I think
there's a very strong argument that he is now anyway.
He's one of the best.
That's an insane statement.
Yeah,
bro, mate.
Are you joking?
No. I mean, I don't mean it as in like that's wrong.
Oh right, yeah.
You are. I mean, it as in that's a crazy thing to say. It's a statement.
Yeah.
Well, I just think right now, I think there's no if you
said best ever.
Yeah.
It might be the best right now.
I think it could be the best.
Getting the Steve Sidwell played in the Premier League.
Yeah, but it could be the best player that's ever played in the Premier League. If you look at him, he had an off season last year, and he was still banged over 20 goals.
Off season, he got shat on for it.
Yeah,
and Liverpool had pretty much no defensive line that entire season as well, so we had to track back.
Oh my god!
I think that there's a very valid argument. I know there's obviously a load of other players, Henry, and I don't know, other players that are up there as well. But I don't know, it's a solid argument, man. Solid argument.
Yeah, Sonogo.
Yeah.
The legend.
Benteke.
Lord Bentley.
It's a good one. I don't know why, only Thierry Henry came to my head then, but...
Yeah, I was kind of glad that he was the first name.
Yeah.
I think the rap kid agrees with you. Stats-wise, he definitely can be.
Yeah, I mean, just everything.
Yeah, he's definitely, I think he's in the conversation now, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
he needs to sign whatever amount he wants because honestly,
he's been better than Ronaldo's ever been in the Premier League.
Yeah,
I'm going to ignore that. No. To be fair, yeah, stat-wise, no. Yeah, and I can understand. Don't get me wrong. I'm not even saying Ronaldo's even in the conversation because he was great at United, but he wasn't the player he was until he went to Madrid. That's where he won.
Yeah, for sure. But you had quite an interesting. Oh no, I can't go back to Man United. Sorry, we've got to keep on Liverpool. Otherwise, you know what I could do with Man United? We'd go forever. But it was about Zidane, but I'm not gonna go. But yeah, Mark, how you feeling, mate? Who's your next game?
Oh, I did not.
Why can't I?
Well, we're playing tonight.
At home. Oh, that doesn't matter. That's going to be a battering.
Yeah.
How do you feel that not next week, but the week after, you go to Everton, and if you batter Everton, there's a very good chance that Rafa Benitez could be sacked?
Oh, mate, that I was dreaming about it the other day. That it's got to happen. That would be a fucking brilliant day. That's the day, but I'm off as well that day. It's the day before Becky's birthday, so you need to make her aware of that.
I think he'll be sacked if he loses that.
Bro, if he gets battered, could you imagine the scenes, right? At Everton, they get battered 4 or 5-0, and all the Liverpool fans there are chanting Benitez's name.
Yeah, I would like to see that actually.
Especially on the run that they're on at the moment. If they lose to Brentford this weekend as well.
And the fans have been against them since the start. So
Yeah.
the board.
And I mean, it would just be hilarious.
Yeah, no, that would make my fucking day.
Yeah. I mean,
Absolutely, it'd be brilliant.
The
Well,
Rap
so
Kid
He's
said,
actually just taken the opportunity to cement his Liverpool legend a bit further with this Everton job.
he really has, yeah.
The Rap Kid said the season they lost the Champions League, Salah was the closest thing that we've had to Messi after prime Neymar and maybe Hazard.
I know, but how bad is it that you lost the Champions League with the prime like Messi or Neymar? You know,
Yeah, he won it already though, so he won it recently.
I just saying.
Yeah, fair enough. What was I going to say? I was going to ask you something about Klopp. Yeah, I don't. Neymar's never been. I mean, Neymar's one of the most overrated players ever. If we're going to really go into it, considering what he's done at PSG and all. Well, since he's been to PSG, I suppose. Actually, at Barcelona, he was absolutely outrageously good with Messi.
He was playing with Messi as well.
With Messi and Suarez and Iniesta, Xavi and Busquets and all them, man.
Disgusting team, Jesus Christ.
But since his PSG days, like he's so overrated. Like
Playing in a farmers league, though, isn't
barely plays for him. Like,
you know what? To go back to that Everton Brentford thing you just brought up quickly, their record is identical.
What?
Yeah.
Losses against each other.
Four losses and 1 draw in the last 5 games.
Oh, big game.
Both of them. So, yeah.
Oh, what is it like to not be undefeated in the last 5
No.
games? Who knows?
If you asked me that question last week, I would have told you.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Ollie. We can ignore it if you want, and you can just carry on.
Yeah, just ignore the Liverpool result. That's fine.
Yeah. It doesn't count.
Don't count. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, like I mean, that game. Obviously, Ollie, we'll talk to you a bit. Let's talk to Ollie a bit about Arsenal.
Do we have to?
Let's talk to Ollie a bit, and we'll continue on this game. Yeah. Ramsdale, obviously, is sort of like the knight in shining armor for Arsenal at the moment. Just been that guy, like.
Definitely, he got a lot of criticism from a lot of people before he came, and I don't think it's necessarily about his ability more than the price that was put on his head. But he's living up to the price at the moment. Obviously, he did concede 4 or whatever, but before that, he's been great, and he still made a load of great saves. It could have been a hell of a lot worse if Ramsdale didn't make a lot of those saves in that game. I only watched the first half live. I've watched the highlights and stuff of the full game and stuff now. The kicking off between Arteta and Klopp was quite funny. Made me laugh.
I made the game.
Yeah.
That's reminded me of something I wanted to ask Mark. Why is Klopp such a fanny, bruv? Like, honestly.
He cares, and he's passionate, and he's German.
He's rattled all the time, bruv. He's rattled by United because he was talking about United in that, when he was asked about United. Oh, they're not in my head. They're not in my head. They are in your head, lad.
At least he gets rattled, and we win more often than not.
That's a fair point.
I'd rather the other way around is just embarrassing.
Yeah, I can't really argue with that, to be honest. But I do like Klopp. I'm not going to lie, but it is fun to take the piss out of him. He is a moaner, though, isn't it? Does that get annoying as a fan, like for him to be constantly moaning every most press
excuses?
Yeah,
I
excuses.
enjoy listening to his voice.
Perfect fit. Sorry, Mark. Carry on.
No, I just enjoy listening to his voice rather than listening to what he says all the time. Sometimes he is just rambling and raffling. And so, I mean, you got asked a question the other day. What does he think about the situation stepping into the Man United hole for a manager and having an impression or whatever? And he's like, "Oh, it didn't cross my mind for 1 minute." I'm like, "Probably did.
Yeah,
it definitely did. 100% did."
You can just answer that question honestly,
but he didn't want to admit he was thinking about United
to another manager and that.
Yeah.
The Rap Kid said, "Does anyone remember when Klopp had that spat with Lampard?" Yeah.
Yeah,
that was good times.
That's brilliant.
I mean, Lampard had the spat with the bench as well, didn't he?
I think that, I mean, it's quite funny though. Klopp does. He had it with Sean Dyche. He's had it with Arteta now. He's had it with Lampard. There must be some other people that I'm missing that he's had it out with. Pep at some point, I'm sure they must have had a little thing. Although Pep, that'd be quite funny seeing Pep in a scrap.
Yeah, I think that was the as much as that incident happened off the pitch between Arteta and Klopp, I think that did have quite a big impact on the game.
Oh yeah, it literally brought everyone up to a level of.
If that was to happen at the Emirates, I don't think it would quite have the same effect because the fact that it happened at Anfield, it just spurred obviously just proper spurred all the Liverpool fans on and stuff, made so much noise, and then I think pretty much from then on was slowly downhill in the first half from sort of that moment, and in the second half rapidly downhill. But yeah, I think that was the point of the key point in the game. I think that really made a difference. I did think that we were sort of keeping sort of a foot on the ball for a long while. We were making good challenges, obviously Ramsdale keeping us in it and things like that. I don't think we were sort of bad, but as soon as that one goal went in, then obviously half time, fairly promptly in the second half, Jota scored, made it 2-0, and I think, yeah, that was just sort of it. It looked like our defence just sort of crumbled after that. As I say, I only watched the highlights of the second half, but from what I saw, it was basically just our back line was all over the place. We didn't look good at all, really. But like I said, just before we sort of started the podcast, saying to you guys that not hugely disappointed with the result. It is against Liverpool at the end of the day, and if this result was to have happened at the beginning of the season, no one would have questioned it, because it's just because obviously we've been on a bit of a run at the moment, of a sort of the unbeaten run that we had, that obviously now people have given Arsenal a bit more stick for it. But I understand, yeah, a 4-0 battering's not good either way. Glad that we've got the Newcastle result to hopefully get a sort of result back and sort of got that game coming up so we can get a decent result. But I'm not hugely disappointed, to be fair. I wasn't expecting much. But
yeah, the only thing I think you could be fairly slightly disappointed with is the drop off from the first to second half of the performance. It was visible, like even just the sloppiness. Tavares, the ball that he gave away to Jota was that's just you can't do that. That is awful. The midfield, Lokonga looked a bit lost. Emil Smith-Rowe and Saka looked like, I know they're doing a lot of defending at this point, but they looked a bit lost. Like
all four of those players that you've just mentioned are 23 or younger. They're all kids. 100%. They're all kids at the end of the day, and you're playing against a very good and experienced Liverpool side that have obviously won the Premier League recently, won the Champions League recently, obviously within the last couple of years. It is what it is. At the end of the day, I'm not going to be massively disappointed. It kind of just shows the lack of experience that they've got, and sort of that they are young guys, and they're going to be adapting and learning as they go. And so it was bound to happen at some point. I'm glad it was a 4-0 against Liverpool rather than losing 1-0 against Newcastle or something next week. And you can
justify it against Liverpool.
Exactly, that sort of
much
thing.
Easier.
So. As I say, it sucks that we lost 4-0. I'd rather have only lost by one, or rather not lose at all, really. But it is what it is at the end of the day. I'm not going to dwell on it. Hopefully, as I say, we can bounce back with the Newcastle game, and then we've got United after that. So who knows?
3 points, boy.
Fingers crossed.
I'm dreading that game.
Yeah,
I wanted you guys to keep Ole for another couple of weeks, but.
Our running's been fucking tough, man. Like,
Rob, what a run of games you've got coming up now. You've got Chelsea away, Arsenal at home, and then Palace at home.
I mean, but you could say that's extended from when it started, when we had, I think it was Everton, Liverpool, then international break, then City, Watford, Chelsea, Arsenal. Like, that's a horrible running.
You've got a good few games.
It's the hardest start of any team in the Premier League, so I understand where you're coming from here.
You guys have got quite a few decent sort of games coming up after that, though. You're playing Young Boys, which obviously Champions League should be fine. You've already qualified anyway, haven't you? And then Norwich, Brentford, Brighton, Newcastle, Burnley, like your next 5. So it's not that bad, really, all things considering. You can definitely scoop up a lot of points and definitely get some momentum going after those couple of games, I think. It's just you obviously got to get through the next few.
I think we just steamroller Chelsea this weekend and then go into Arsenal thinking, smash up these young boys. And then beat young boys.
You never know.
Reece James is probably going to get a hat-trick or something.
That's a game that there's no chance I'm betting on that Man United Arsenal game. That is just
because we don't condone betting on this podcast.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen with either team in that one.
We have had a quick question by the Rat Kid again. What signings do you think Arsenal should be looking for in January? I guess start with what position to fill, maybe?
Defensive midfielder still.
Yeah, a defensive midfielder and probably a striker. Those are the two main ones.
Is Lacazette's going? Or?
Well, that's the thing. Apparently, we're now looking to offer him another contract in January, but for me, I think we should just let him go. Like he's going to go for free regardless. Like I'd rather let him go for free than sign him on for another couple of years, and then it kind of just be like, what was the point?
If you're going to play him as a centre forward as well, why don't you just not and then give that spot to the kid that you just gave the number 10 shirt to, who plays like a attacking midfielder centre forward?
Yeah, exactly. But CDM, I think Partey's good, but he can be a little bit inconsistent. He's had a fair few injuries. Lokonga, very young, as I say. Xhaka, extremely unreliable. And since one, he's been injured quite a few times this season, or for a long while this season. Two, he just can turn a game on its head in not a good way at all. He would just make a stupid rash challenge, get himself sent off or something. And because he is quite an influential player, I think, for the Arsenal team and in the Arsenal dressing room and stuff. He can throw a bit of a wobbly as well and throw his toys at the pram, which I think does have an impact on the sort of the mentality for Arsenal. But CDM and a striker.
It annoyed me when Xhaka did so well at the bloody Euros.
Yeah. Well,
pissed me off.
A new contract. Did he get a new contract after that? He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's nuts. Nicolas Pepe, obviously there's been some talks in there. January, Nicolas Pepe going out rather than...
I think...
Oh my God, I forgot about him.
I've said this for a little while. I think we need to just cash in on him, get as much money back as we can. He's clearly not really working for us. I'd rather play these youngsters.
What does he go for?
Pepe.
What does he realistically go for?
40?
Yeah, I'd be happy with anywhere between 35 plus.
I'd
be happy with.
I would say you'd be lucky. I mean, I think anything of 30 mil would be a bit like...
Didn't you pay like 70 something for him?
We paid 72 for him.
72?
I wouldn't pay
Send him to Juve on loan with an obligation to buy in like 2 years.
Yes, I think
any Serie A team, just send him over there.
Either flog him to Newcastle, who are going to pay an arm and a leg just because they want some sort of name on their...
Very good idea.
Yeah, or send him away at the Premier League so we can just get anything for him.
Newcastle shout though.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I remember when you told me, obviously, Palace were linked as well. But that's just definitely down to the fact that we have Vieira as our manager. We'll be linked to every single Arsenal player that is on the transfer list as well, which is fine, I guess. But
that's the thing. I think with Pepe, there's no chance you guys would buy him. I don't think. I think if you guys were to take him, it would be on loan. But I don't think you will.
Be kind of interesting. I don't know. Maybe if you were paying all his wages, I'd take him as well. I'd take him on loan for the rest of the year if you were paying.
But why would you take him if we're going to pay all his wages? He's just a free player.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't want to pay him a fucking cent.
Yeah.
The rap kid said, "I think Arsenal need a left winger so Alba can play CF centre forward."
Definitely needs to be central. I agree with that.
Yeah, well, I think we've got a number of players that can play sort of on the left, really. Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe can play there. Probably Odegaard can play there, although he's not been starting loads of
getting a bit on, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in his 30s.
Getting on a bit, sir.
But he's, I think it's going to be either Laka or Uber that goes either in Jan or in summer, and most likely Laka, I think. I think with Uber being captain and that, I don't think they'll want to sort of get rid sort of at the moment, but I think they're both pretty much on a par at the moment. I don't think Uber's been particularly impressive, but I don't think Laka has either. So I'd like to see a new centre forward come in.
Yeah. Fair. It'd be interesting. I know I saw you in for Halovic, was it, from Fiorentina? There's been a lot around him. That would be very interesting. I mean, it'd be a great signing if you can get him and at a discount because he's out of contract, I think, soon, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. There's a number of players. Who was it? Italian player that was played in Euros.
Oh yes. Belotti.
Yes, that's it. I was going to say Bonucci, but not Bonucci. Yeah.
I think Berardi you were linked to as well for a little while.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And basically just any Italian player, because Thingy as well, who's just gone to Inter, what's his face, from Thingy, Sassuolo.
Locatelli. Yeah.
Yeah, you were linked to that. Would have been a cool signing.
Yeah, we were linked with him during the summer.
But yeah.
The Raptors said, why do they play Uber on the wings then? I think because he's because he can. He can do both, really.
He's been playing central the last few games, though, hasn't he? Like last couple games. He's been playing.
I think so. Yeah, I think he's a bit. He's played on the left before. He can play up top. He's a bit more dynamic compared to Lacazette. Lacazette basically just plays through the middle, and that's it, really.
Yeah.
And I think Arteta probably wants to play them both, but doesn't want to play something other than a one striker formation.
Yeah, so he's got for that 4-4-1-1, which is fair enough for him.
Obviously, Arsenal have pretty much, I think, the youngest starting 11 in the Premier League at the moment.
Jesus.
A lot of very, very young players.
Yeah.
We think about Ramsdale, 23, I think. He's not very old. Gabriel is mid-20s, I think. Ben White's 22, or in his early 20s anyway. Tavares is. Tomiasu's just turned 23, I think. Emil Smith-Rowe, Saka, Odegaard. They're basically in their early to mid-20s. They're all extremely young players that don't have huge amounts of experience. So hopefully in the future it will pay off, and this is all part of the long rebuild, I think, for Arsenal.
Trust the process.
Exactly.
I think this is the start of the upward curve of the.
I like to hope
Because
so.
it's in a better spot than like the squad Wenger left you with, for sure.
Mm.
You think of some of the players in the last few years of the Wenger era, and it's pretty grim reading. Even if you aren't Arsenal fans, you're like,
Yeah. Dejuru, centre back.
What a guy.
What a callback.
Walcott, obviously.
Yeah.
When I think of late Arsenal under Wenger, I think of that blue away shirt with the jagged.
Yeah. I know
Red.
exactly which one you mean.
Yeah.
that was the 8-2 kit, wasn't it?
That was the 8-2 kit, I think. Yeah.
Remember that game, Ollie?
I
Season.
don't know what you're talking about.
After what was, to be fair, guys, after what was quite an exciting weekend of football, you look at these like lineups: Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, Leeds, Man City, Everton. Leicester, Chelsea, Wolves, West Ham. They're all quite a lot of attacking teams going against each other. You think there'd be a lot of goals. One game that you would have thought would bring a lot of goals is Burnley Crystal Palace was 3-3, 6-goal thriller. I don't know if you guys have seen the game, but it was a very neither team wanted to defend, basically. Two teams that have like famously pretty stubborn, hard defenses to break down. Both just said, fuck it, whatever, throw it to the wind, we're just going to go out there and bag some goals. It was not a bad result. I mean, I'm quite, I didn't see the game, but, seeing the 3-3 result come in, I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, what has happened here? But I don't know what it is about Burnley, man. They just turn into a world-class team whenever we play them. They smacked us up 3-1 last year, and Matt Lowton, or whatever his name, Loughton? Is that him? He scored an absolute banger against us, and then Maxwell Corday scored an absolute banger against us this game. Did you guys see that goal?
Yeah, great goal. I said to you, Alf, just before we started the podcast about this game, I said that was pretty much the only goal that I really thought was a great goal in that out of the six that were done.
So harsh on Benteke.
Oh, he's not harsh against Benteke, really. I think the second goal, though.
Over the top, that ball from Anderson.
I'm not talking about the build-up play. I'm talking about the goal.
But that was part of the goal.
But I'm not. I'm just talking about the fact that he basically, by the time it got to Gallagher passed it across the box. Not a sweaty goal, but it was basically a pass across the box. All he had to do was slot it past the keeper at that point, and it worked out.
Well, allow him, bruv.
Yeah, I know. I said to you earlier, he's getting better. He's definitely getting better, and he's becoming more clinical. But I didn't think that most of the goals were actually that impressive.
Oh, I agree with you. I just think you're being very harsh on that second goal, because to only count the finish is a bit of a, I don't know. That's not the goal. I know that is the goal, but what I mean. Yeah, but
I'm judging.
Like a team goal.
I'm judging all 6 of those goals on just basically the finish and the goal itself, not the build-up play.
Right. All right. Fair enough then.
But,
is it like saying, "Oh, Ronaldo's got 15 goals"? Oh, but they're all tap-ins. It's like, wait, he's got 15 goals though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, but they're all tap-ins. And he's still got 15 goals.
He's won every Man United match this season. Allow him.
I was just looking at that Palace game. That's 6 goals in 50 minutes.
Yeah.
fuck it hell.
Yeah.
And then nothing happened for the rest of the game.
Do you know what I've noticed about Burnley as well? They've got this trend of like right at the end of the game, whoever it is that gets the ball just fucking hoofs it up the field, and somehow they have a player get onside and through on goal. And luckily, it happened against Chelsea last the week before, and it nearly happened to us this season again with Vidra again, but Gaeta managed to save it. Burnley, like, they don't actually play as horrible football as everyone makes them out to be. From what I've seen, I mean, Cornet's managed to change them completely, just on his own.
Cornet United.
The rap kid has brought up a nice little point. He's had a few. He was talking. I didn't realise he's commented a couple of times. So apologies. Something about Syria. He watches Syria. He did say.
I believe he's an Inter fan.
Oh, nice. He said, "Will you guys be doing a watch along with the Man City game that starts in an hour?" We haven't planned for that.
We will not be.
But that's not a terrible.
If that's something that you'd be interested in seeing, I'm sure we can sort something out for future games. Do a little watch.
Because I guess. So do we watch streams for Champions League?
I don't know.
No, we will watch it legally.
We'll watch it legally on BT Sport.
Yeah, exactly.
I meant stream it legally.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Stream it on BT Sport.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Legally.
Like, yeah, you don't watch it on TV. You watch it on your...
Legally.
Yeah.
Cut that.
Legally.
Cut that.
Legally.
Well, I could always stream it in the Discord for those that don't have it.
That's what I was about to say.
Put it...
Stream it in the
Allegedly, people might do that. Allegedly.
We could just sort of have a screen on, because obviously we don't have the rights to show the football. We could have the screen on, like we could have the game, we could be watching it in the garden, sort of. We'd set the screen up and we could just recreate the important bits that happen in the game, us lot.
Sick idea. That's a sick idea.
Yeah. Well,
we have to get a goal and a ball. Every thing that happens, we'll just try and recreate it.
Someone on a ladder holding the camera up at that.
Highlights without rights.
You could do that during the Saturday 3:00 games. Just like upload them on social media. But this was basically the goal.
But we wouldn't be able to watch those, Harry,
because they're not shown in England, are they?
No, well, we would obviously gain permission to view them specifically.
Of course. But how do we get here?
We're talking about the watch along comment from the rap kit.
Oh yeah,
but, if that's something you are interested in, we can sort something out at some point.
It would have to be like we can't post it. We just watch it on Twitch and that's it. It doesn't go anywhere else.
But we can't actually show the game. Like, we'll just be us watching the game and we'll talk about stuff that's going on in the game. We can just talk about football stuff anyway.
I don't know. Because people do loads of watch alongs with.
Yeah, but we can't show the actual football game.
No. But we
watch along would be like,
the,
I have a screen on in mine. You
have
your own screen. You watch at the same time.
I know. People have all the news and stuff around them with the score and like the people. And
We could find like a place that had like a load of TVs on that we could just go there and film. But I mean, we have to pay as money.
Yeah. I think the other week when me, you, Alf, and you, Mark, sat there and we all watched the Palace game, I think, together. But we're all just chatting on Discord at the time anyway, so that was kind of like a watch along just without actually streaming it.
Yeah. Only problems is because we're all in different time zones, we'll see it at different times.
That's great.
Yeah. Anyway.
You know what I mean?
But yeah. Football stuff. I mean, there's not really. I mean, Man City beat Everton 3-0. Everton looked absolutely dreadful.
Yeah. Great goal from Rodri.
Great goal from Rodri. Is it fathomable that Everton could be a relegation candidate this season if they continue this slope?
No, I think that'll happen. It'd be brilliant.
I think there's just too many bad teams for that.
Yeah.
I think.
So many. There's so much dross in the league. It's actually outrageous.
Yeah.
Like outside that top four. The significant outside Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, and West Ham. Maybe.
Huh? Yeah. I didn't hear anyone disagreeing, so that's fine.
And this is Ollie's last episode of the Footy Fetish podcast.
Yes. It'll be purely behind the scenes from now on. Apart from that, the drop off is crazy, isn't it? Like, just the stand, like, it's mad. But I mean, it's good for us. Hopefully, that means that we can just do whatever and not go down.
You are sitting comfortably mid-table, to be fair. Palace
in Europe's top 5 leagues.
To be fair, you're only 3 points off 16th.
Yeah. but we are also only 4 points off 5th.
Fair.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. And we've got Villa next at home. I'm a little bit worried about this because obviously, they beat. I didn't see the game against Brighton, but they did manage to, win 2-0 against Brighton. Evidently looking a lot better, playing a 4-3-3 rather than, whatever Dean Smith fancied on the day. They seem to just switch up formation every time they played a game.
Well, nothing happened until 85 minutes in. It was all Brighton until that point as well.
Yeah, it just makes me a little bit worried, man. I don't know what to think about this Villa team. I'm happy it's a Sellers Park because that makes me that gives me a little bit more security. But I don't know. We should get 3 points hopefully from this game.
It's going to be interesting what Gerrard can do with the Villa team because I was surprised they even sacked Dean Smith.
Yeah, I'm sad.
And they made some great signings. Well, on paper, they made some great signings in the summer.
Yeah. Like we know Buendia and it is a good player. We know that we've seen it before. He's just I don't know what's happening to him at the moment. He's just taking a little bit more time to get back into things. We know Danny Ings is a great player, but he's taking a little bit more time. Who else did they sign? Leon Bailey. We've seen. Well, I know it's the Bundesliga, so you have to take it with a pinch of salt. We've seen so many Bundesliga players come over here and not succeed. But
Rama, look at him last year. He didn't necessarily hit the ground running, but this season he's been terrific.
And Jared Bowen, again, another player that last season was up and down. This season, bloody fantastic.
Yeah.
Liverpool have been linked with Bowen a few times. So
they have. I don't see that happening personally.
Nice to see Dean Smith get some revenge on Southampton though, because obviously he lost with Villa against them one week, and then Norwich bossed the next week and beats them 2-1. So.
I don't know how many times that's happened, but there's surely not many managers have changed team and lost to the same team in consecutive weeks.
Yeah, I think that would have been one of the first, if not the first, time that's ever happened.
Surely, but yeah, just looking at the table, Chelsea still top with 3 points clear at the top. Do we? I don't know. It's hard to tell because it is basically Man City, Chelsea, or Liverpool, right?
Yeah.
I think this season for the Premier League.
Or West Ham. Jesus, they're 4th. 2 points behind us.
Oh, you know what? I'll respect West Ham. And we'll put them in the conversation as well because they are.
You've got to put Arsenal in there as well. We're only 3 points behind them.
Yeah, we'll keep doing it. You got to put Palace in there as well. We're only 4 points behind Arsenal.
I know. It's 3 or less. That's what counts.
If you're looking at the last,
that points deduction would have been right there.
If you're looking at the last 5 games, though, West Ham have had the same performance as City. 1-5, lost 1. Sorry, 1-4, lost 1. And then West Ham have also 1-4, lost 1.
Oh, you've only won 3, drawn 1, and lost 1, Mark. Liverpool shit.
We've got the same as Liverpool at the moment in our last 5 games. 1-3, drawn 1, lost 1.
Yeah, but we're 5 points ahead of you, so.
Well, yeah, right, we're 12 games in, Mark. 12 games in, you never know.
That's a lot. That's quite a lot of games.
Yeah, that's
38. Yeah, it's getting up there.
Should we do a quick fantasy review before we move on? Before we finish up? Well, I think we do. I think we should.
Not keen on the segment as I used to be.
I do want to clear out something before we do this. Are you guys fucking playing or not?
No.
I'm
playing on my own at this point, and it's getting boring.
No, man, I'm coming up there.
9 points behind
I
me.
wish I could say I haven't been trying.
I have had an absolute run of things.
No, I'm good. The slides coming.
Yeah, I was going to say, just be humble right now, Alf, because it's happened to all of us.
No, enjoy it. Enjoy it while you can. I have no regrets about enjoying being top while I did. It's over now. I'm not going to get it again, and I'm glad I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed my 1 week.
I've got George and average as my next 2 games, so hopefully there's definitely potential to pick up 6 points out of that.
It's me and Ollie next.
No, fucking hell.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to go. Ollie, do you want to go? Have you got it up, or do you want me to go through?
Yeah, I'll get it up.
You go.
Right.
So yeah, another week, top of the league.
Week,
so last week I brought in.
Can't hear you from up there, mate. Speak up.
Last week I brought in Dennis from Watford. Got me 14 points, put him on a bench.
I think this is the first time that City have kept a clean sheet and I've not won. Probably because Diaz didn't play. Grealish didn't play. But yeah, let's go with the results from last week. Average 44, 420 between 31. Skip over that one. Alf's Gay Pride that beats Jacob's Ain't Got a Scooby FC 59-56. Very close one there.
Oh my god.
Harry Smelly Alley unfortunately lost to George's Arsenal 29-53.
When did George get a good team?
I don't know.
He doesn't.
Last week.
I think it was just that Harry's team did badly more than anything.
Harry got a horrible downslide.
Yeah.
So
Rudiger was the only person who did anything at the weekend.
Yeah, true. Yeah, he got a goal for you, didn't he? And then Mark's Crouch Potato beat Charles Daniel Gregory 44-38. So that has left the table looking like this. In 8th, George's Arsenal on 15 points. 7th, me, also on 15 points, but on higher overall points. Jacob, 6th, also on 15, but with 1 point more than me overall. So that sucks. Average is in 5th right now, killing it. Drawing on 18 points with the next 3 people above him as well, which is well, I say him. We don't know. I'm not going to make assumptions. It's 2021 and that. So Harry Smelly Alley on 18. Charlie's Daniel Gregory somehow still in 3rd on 18. Mark's Crouch Potato making a revival up into 2nd on 18, and then some other person on 27. But
say it properly. Say it properly.
Geheigen Pride on 27 points. So yeah, Alf's do a nice three wins, 3 weeks ahead of everyone else at the moment, basically. But don't worry, it will come. It's happened to all of us.
I might do. I've got a couple injuries this week, so George could definitely. But my lead is basically down to the fact that I've got Reece James, Ben Chilwell, and Cancelo in my team.
Yep.
Those
the
three
assist kings
every single week. And
Cancelo's,
Alisson in goal doesn't hurt.
Yeah, Cancelo's just assisting every game at the moment. Reece James is assisting and scoring. Ben Chilwell was scoring a few goals in a row and is now assisting. Yeah. So yes.
I've had Bruno Fernandes has done nothing for me since game week 1, where he got 20 points. He's done literally nothing for me since then, and I've just managed to. Basically, those 3 have kept me in the lead. Basically,
yeah. You've got Wilson, Jesus, and Daka as a front 3, but Daka doesn't play for you.
Wilson's actually pretty good. His goal. I think he's got 4 or 5 goals so far this season.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
But
he's been injured a lot.
It's Newcastle.
Pretty good.
But fixtures for this week. Myself versus Mark. We've got Charlie Stanley Gregory versus Harry's Smelly Alley.
Bigger game.
George's Arsenal versus Alf's Gay Pride.
Really
And then Jacob's Ain't Got a Scooby FC versus Average. So I'm hoping that Average can do Jacob in, really. But then at the same time, I don't really hope he doesn't. So I hope they draw. I hope that's the first draw of the season, because that would be better for me.
Is there a forfeit for finishing below average?
No. There's a forfeit for finishing last.
Alf, shall we make a forfeit?
Oh God, really nice.
Finishing below average. I don't know if that's fair.
As admin, no.
Only first year, it's going to be next season. Bard, you're in next season, aren't you?
I'll be in it next season.
Yeah, exactly. So Bars will be taking Average's spot. So it'll only be this 1 year that we're doing the average thing. So maybe we don't. But what did we say coming bottom does? I've forgotten.
Yeah, I was supposed to be in it, wasn't I? But I clashed with something.
Yeah, no, that's all right. You are average.
So you could decide the punishment.
Average is doing a bang up job compared to what my fantasy team's doing on my personal one. Fuck me.
Even you last year as well. You couldn't get off the bottom until the very end. The very last game week.
Yeah, the Great Escape.
Oh my God.
Who did you knock into last? Literally the guy.
It was Alfie.
Me, I came last year.
Oh, you literally last week you knocked him down there.
I stopped playing. I think most of us, apart from Mark and Bard, stopped playing about 3 months before the end of the season. So and then I still managed to come second, I think, or third. But
yeah, Bard next year. Doing the draft, hopefully at Bard's place. You never know.
Oh, that'd be good. We could
do a live one.
Do a whole setup. Balls in
a live action
in a pot. Yeah.
A live action one. That'd be good.
Go to Roots Hall as well while we're there.
Oh mate, yeah, trip to Roots Hall. Yeah, might be knocked down by then.
We'll have a little barbecue, make a little weekend of it or something.
We'll go to the Adventure Wonderland. Little theme
Oh
park.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, is that-
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't been in there in years. Good times.
On that lovely note, we'll wrap up the podcast. Thank you
Yes.
everybody for being here today. It's we can't leave it too long until we do a full house podcast again. It was very fun. But yeah, hopefully we'll have you boys back again soon. Thanks everyone for watching. You know what the drill is. Follow
Shout out
us,
to the rap.
watch us, follow. Shout out to the Rap Kid. He is he's definitely up there in the. He could make a claim for the #1 Footy Fetish podcast fan. He could.
I think so.
He
Yeah.
could.
He's definitely nominated for the Footy Fetish Awards this year for #1 fan.
The Huffmeister's been slipping recently.
He was only there for the 1 week, I think. One or
He's been
two.
Big impression.
He's been sleeping at the wheel.
Yes, but
Yes. Thank you everybody for watching. You know, where was I? You know the drill. You know the drill. Follow us, like us, subscribe to us. You know, we're all above basically. Just look
yeah,
above us.
right there.
Right there. Look above right there, and you'll see
And
all of our.
if you're not
Right.
watching, it's Footy Fetish or Footy Fetish podcast or Footy Fetish pod. Just type in Footy Fetish podcast and you might see it.
That lovely hoodie. And if you want one of them hoodies, let us know. You can have. Well, you have to give us money for it, but you can have.
You can have them. You can purchase them.
Look, why would you not want to buy it? You look
Yeah.
as sexy as Harry. Right
Work
now.
work it.
Look,
Ooh,
and the
yeah.
hood.
Oh, lost the headphones.
oh.
It's alright. Oh
Look.
yeah.
You can look that good. Is it just black? Or is there any other colours they can have?
It is compatible with
any
headphones
colour they
and
want.
more normally.
Any colour you want.
Basically
Oh.
any colour you want, but black seems to be the one that we've all gone for at the moment.
I kind of want a tie-dye one.
Get
Right.
See if we can sort that
Yeah.
out.
Tie-dye hoodie. I kind of want a tie-dye one. But yeah, sweet. Everyone, we'll see you soon.
Tomorrow.
We'll see you. People will see you tomorrow. Sick.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah. I guess this is coming out tomorrow, is it? This one coming.
Yeah, should be.
Yeah. Fair. All right. Well, yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks, boys, for being here, and we will see you again tomorrow.
Ciao.
Bye.